Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Gagne along with Calvin Castine on the camera for Hometown Cable. We're at Northeastern Clinton Central School in Champlain, New York for a scrimmage tonight. Non-league action between the visiting Northern Adirondack Bobcats and the Northeastern Clinton Cougars. Saturday, October 7th. Game time start of 6:30. It's currently 6:40 and beautiful night tonight. Nice and warm at game time with a little breeze, a few sprinkles, but it looks like the rain's going to hold off. And while I was traveling in tonight, a beautiful rainbow over the soccer field. So the regular season winding down for both teams. The Cougars with 2 regular season games remaining. They play off Sable and Saranac. Saranac will be here at Northeastern. It'll be senior night for the Cougars, and after that, both teams will be heading into sectionals. The Cougars Class B, and if I'm correct, Calvin, Class C for the Bobcats.
Yep.
All right.
We found out earlier in the week Saranac Lake is a Class C now this year.
Saranac Lake is Class C, so
they've got, I think, 6 teams in the girls for Class C, and they only 5 Bs for girls. So there'll be only 1 team getting a bye for the girls, and the other 4 will play.
So the Bobcats moving into the 18. The Cougar defense closing in and clearing that one out.
And the Class C, then 2 of them will get a bye, and the other 4 will play.
So I wasn't aware Saranac Lake moved down this year to Class C.
I wasn't aware of it till this week either, so I didn't get that memo.
There's a ball put into the 18 by the Cougars, and Emmerich will come off of her line and easily pick that one up. So that should help Saranac Lake out a little bit. Coming on strong at the end of the season, showing some great improvements, and I'm sure they're looking forward to sectionals as well. So we have Liz Roberts here on the near side playing that ball up the field, and that's out of bounds off the Bobcats. Roberts will throw it in. And that ball goes off of Madison Mitchell for the Bobcats, and I'm incorrect. Guess Mitchell let that one go. We'll have a goal kick here for the Bobcats. Lineup for the Bobcats tonight in goal, we have Paige Chilton, number 2 Alexis Pitts, 3 Bailey LaFountain, 4 Keisha Pupor. There's Roberts sending a ball into the 18, and Chilton calling off her defense, doing a fine job there, and picks that one up. 5 Katie Brothers, 7 Olivia Pazer, 8 Madison Mitchell, 9 Delaney Wood, 10 Hannah Jock, 13 Bryn Gilmore, 14 Avery Lambert, 16 Bailey Labarge, 17 Emily Perrier, 18 Grace Thune, 20 Monica Lynn Charlin, 21 Madeline Wilson, 22 would be Paige Chilton's number, but she's in goal, and 23 is Carol Labarge. Head coach for the Bobcats, Mr. Kelly Gilmore. The Cougars looking to switch fields there, broken up by the Bobcats. And Olivia Pazer sending a long ball up. Macomb catching up to that one. Fighting off one Bobcat and looking up to Arlie LaFountain. That'll be Royer on the near side with Keisha Pupor. Royer keeping that one in. Correction on that. Went out, and Lizzie Roberts will throw that one in. That ball thrown to the end line and out of bounds. So a good show of patriotism by both teams at the start of this game. We didn't have it on tape, but So due to some technical difficulties, the playing of the national anthem wouldn't work, so the Lady Cougars picked right up and started singing, and the Bobcats got into it, and we had a nice rendition of the national anthem. And Roberts going down, and we'll have a foul called. And the Bobcats and the Cougars will have a free kick at midfield.
Emily Perrier, who helped Roberts to the ground that time, she left her last game because of a leg injury, but it looks like she's back in full strength.
She's a tough athlete, and glad to see that she's back out on the field playing.
Yeah, both her parents excellent athletes.
Yeah. Still remember watching her father play some baseball. Probably one of the best baseball players I've seen around here. So the Bobcats clearing that out to midfield. Katie Brothers trying to gather that one for the Bobcats, and it goes out of bounds. We'll have to see if the music teacher asks the girls to participate in the Cougar choir.
This is a Saturday game, Chris. I'm a little surprised that they didn't play it in the afternoon, but maybe the Bobcats wanted to enjoy a game under the lights.
There's a cross by McDonough off the side of the foot and over the end line. That, or maybe they're trying to renew the rivalry here, and under the lights on a Saturday night brings a little more intensity.
Oh, when you were playing and the Bobcats showed up all the way around the field.
Yep.
You know, standing room only. There's
Yep.
4 or 5 people thick.
A long time ago, and great memories. So the Cougars will be taking their first corner kick. That'll be McDonough on the far side taking this one. Ball played into the 18. Southwick gets ahead on that. And cleared out by the Bobcats. That was number 7, Olivia Pazer. That ball will be over the end line, and we'll have a Bobcats goal kick. The lineup for the Cougars. Starting in goal tonight, Katarina Emmerich. We have number 1, Kaya McComb, 2, Caitlin Southwick, 3, Maggie LaFountain, 4, Gabby Dumas, 5, Natalie Rowell, 7, Lizzie Roberts, 8, Hannah Gordon, 10, Arlie LaFountain, 12, Brinley LaFountain, 13, Marley Sample, 15, Brianna Guerin, 16, Riley Passano, 17, Hazel McDonough, 18, Emily Royer, 19, Paige Letourneau, 20, Carissa Gay, 21, Caitlin Houghton, 22, Olivia Gagno, 24, Emily Boyer, and the backup goalkeeper for the Cougars, Abrielle Racine. Head coach for the Cougars, Mr. Tim Supernaw, Mr. Tim Mata, and the JV coach and assistant coach, Mr. McKenna Hunter. So we'll have our first subs of the game. We got Marley Sample coming in. Looks like Brendan LaFountain for the Cougars.
LaFountain and Charlotte, I think.
Number 20, Charland. And number 3, that was Bailey LaFountain. There's a long shot by Houghton, and Chilton will easily pick that one right up at the side of the 6-yard box. So we'll have a stoppage, and it looks like Southwick will be going off the field.
Bloody nose looks like, huh?
So Paige Letourneau will come in for Southwick. Letourneau getting her first touch just as the first ball is played when she comes in. Roberts collecting that one, looks to take a shot, a bounce, and a save by Paige Chilton. Referees for tonight's game, Mr. Stanton, Mr. Bayshard, that's Larry, and LP Bayshard. Riley LaFountain picking up that misplay by the Bobcats, playing it back to the middle of the field. That ball's sent across and broken up by Monica Lynn Charlin. So that's Brothers looking to capitalize on that long ball, and Cougars able to prevent that play from going forward anymore. And both teams shift to this side for the goal kick. Riley LaFountain will pick that one up, and that's Emily Perrier clearing that one over the sideline. So Keisha Pupor taking that one from Sample. Sample hustling back, trying to break that play up. Nice deflection for the Bobcats. McComb playing that one out of bounds.
Yeah, here's the pitter patter.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, a little rain on the tin roof. Pazer receiving that ball back, going to the corner, and Rowell breaking that one up and sending it to Paige Letourneau. So some back and forth action at midfield, no team really gaining control. Little ping pong action going on, and we'll have a Cougar throw in.
These teams met each other at Pickett's Corners in the Saranac tournament preseason, and it went to a shootout. Were you there?
No, I was not.
I was.
Out of town working.
Oh. I was out of town working too at Pickett's Corners.
That ball played to the center. Passano clear that one out for the Cougars. And I believe, didn't the Bobcats, although it went down as a tie, they won in the shootout, correct?
I believe so. It's over a month ago. My memory doesn't go back that far.
I know the last game I did with you, your memory wasn't good for 10 minutes.
Yeah, You'll get old someday too, Chris.
I'm already there. I'm still trying to figure out how you remember all these dates and current events in the past, current events, whatever, and you seem to be pretty good with that. And then I ask you a question of something that happened 10 minutes ago, and
That's short-term memory.
you tell me your memory's no good.
Short-term memory. I wipe that slate clean after every game. Gotta make room for new short-term memories.
Well, I guess that means you have no enemies if you forget everything that happens, right?
I don't know. Has anything bad ever happened to me?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay.
So 11 offsides call. I believe that was on Arroyo over on this side.
Was the clock not running, or what? It sounded like Larry said clock.
Oh.
It looks about right.
That ball will be over the end line, and as we're speaking, Kelvin, we have another hurricane closing in on
Yeah, Nate.
Louisiana.
Named after my son.
Yep.
That one there was fast moving. Remember, was it Maria or whatever? One of those just hung around, just kept dropping rain and wherever it went and stayed there for days.
That was the Texas one.
Yeah, this one here.
Made landfall 3 times, I believe.
This one here is moving fast.
I didn't catch a whole lot of the news, but they're showing the track after it hits the U.S., and it kind of looked like it went up the north and then made a curve to the east towards the northeast. So, wondering if that'll bring us any extra rain.
Well, we could use a little rain.
We could, but hopefully it's nothing like the Irene type.
No. You don't need Irene rain. You need a little rain.
So Pazer throwing this ball in to Bryn Gilmore. A long ball played in. Emmerich out to grab this one and making that save. We'll have a dangerous play as Baylor Fountain plays that one from the ground. And Dumas will take this free kick from just inside midfield. Long ball played into the 18. Letourneau playing it back to Southwick. Southwick turning it the other way, looking up the field, and broken up by the Bobcats. So Katie Brothers and Southwick pushing around in there, and Brothers getting called for a foul. Royer quickly switching fields. That's Brindley LaFountain back over to Southwick in the middle. And that's taken away by Hannah Jock. Hannah Jock sending a long ball up right in front of her bench. And that'll be Grace Thune down the far sideline. That was Thune and Passano going at it on the far side. Passano playing that one out of bounds and giving her teammates time to get back and help her on defense. The Bobcats down to the end line, looking across it into the box, and that's eventually over the end line, and the Cougars will have a goal kick. So Royer looking to play that over to Passano, just a little too far, and the Bobcats will throw this one in as Olivia Pazer steps over to take this throw, and the Bobcats will substitute. Charlin going out, and Kira Labarge coming into the game. So we're just down to under 20 minutes here at Northeastern Clinton. We have a 0-0 game here between the Bobcats and the Cougars. And as of this point, back and forth action, end line to end line, but I would say neither team has had a real great scoring opportunity. McDonough crossing this ball, and that's sent out of bounds by the Bobcats. The Cougars will have their second corner kick here in the first half. So McDonough set to take this corner kick, and it's a low ball played right across the box. Houghton getting a foot on it, and that's blocked by the Bobcat defense. Houghton popping a shot and over the top of the net. So good effort there by Kate Houghton, just a little too high on that one. Roberts carrying this ball across the field, cuts it back inside, looking for Royer, and that shot's blocked. So the Bobcats doing a great job of packing the defense in, not giving the Cougars any quality shots from around that 18. The referees tonight going with their three-man rotation. I assume getting ready for sectional time where we have three referees for each game. So Katie Brother is turning the wheels on over on the far side, and she sends that one just a little too far and out of bounds. So we'll have Marley Sample and Gabby Dumas coming back into the game for the Cougars. Labarge looking to play that one up the field. It ends up on the foot of Marley Sample, and Pazer going back and forth, and Sample called for the push. Pazer taking this free kick for the Bobcats. Bryn Gilmore will be throwing this in. She sends it down the sideline past Rao. And Delaney Wood on the end line with McComb. Wood cutting it back but goes down, and McComb will take this one away and looks to send it up to the field. There's a shot taken by Pazer, and Emmerich making that save. Looks like no snack shack tonight, Kelvin.
No.
No snacks at halftime.
and drink.
So sample one-on-one here on the left side of the 18. It's Mitchell defensively for the Bobcats, clearing that one out of on the sideline. So we'll have Blair back in for the Cougars. And for the Bobcats, that's Monica Lynn Charlin back into the game. Houghton taking a nice shot with a beautiful curve right on the far corner post and in the back of the net. So Houghton getting that ball probably about 19 yards out, firing that one and putting it in a perfect spot just past a diving Paige Chilton to make it 1-0 Cougars here with 14:03 left in the first half.
That landed.
So after the Cougars score the first goal of the game, the Bobcats looking to push up the field. And Houghton scoring that first goal with a beautiful shot from just outside the 18. With some nice spin and a little curve on it. And I know she called that one before she let it go, Calvin.
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
She's been practicing that every day.
Side pop.
Yep. That's broken up by Kira Labarge. Ball bouncing into the 6-yard box, and Chilton out to grab that one. Grace Thune chipping that one back over to Brothers. Brothers cutting it inside, looking up to the 18, and McComb luckily gets a foot on that one. If that one would have snuck by, there was at least one Bobcat there all alone to take a shot on that, so good job by McComb. Coleman Brothers going back and forth across the field, and a good hustle by both of those athletes, and we'll have a throw in right at midfield. That'll be Charlin sending it down the field. And Houghton gaining a run here, and a nice tackle in the middle of the field by Pupor. Pupor carrying this one up the field, sending it to the corner, and no Bobcat there to pick that one up. So we'll have Roberts coming into the game for the Cougars. And Alexis Pitts for the Bobcats, and Brinley LaFountain also for the Cougars. So Bryn Gilmore working on the near side. Sends that one into the 18 through a couple players. And a high shot taken from the outside, and Emmerich safely grabs that one. That shot taken by Keisha Pupor. So LaBarge playing that up across midfield, and it'll be McComb sending that back up. Cougars looking to overlap there, and both players leaving the ball to the Bobcats. So we'll have a substitute here for the Cougars. Stoppage in play. We'll have Emily Blair coming in. She'll be giving Royer a rest here with about 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. Sample sending that back to Houghton. Houghton with a long shot and over the top of the net. Houghton looking to the outside for Roberts, and just not enough on that pass, and broken up by the Bobcats. The Cougars taking this throw in. Kate Houghton splitting between two defenders. Marley Sample just inside the 18 rips a shot and about a foot wide of the net. Not a bad crowd for a Saturday night, Calvin.
Not bad at all.
I actually figured there'd be very few people here, figuring people would have plans on this weekend. Madison Mitchell playing that one out from the defensive position, and the Bobcats looking to transition here, sending a long ball over the Cougar defense, and Kate Southwick tracking this one down just inside the 18, and that's Alexis Pitts looking to take that from her on the far side. So Blair and Pupor at midfield going at it, and it's sent out by Houghton as Sample closes in, and Chilton calling off her defense and gathers that ball. Roberts and Charlin going at it, and Roberts will be called with a push. Sample getting by the one defender, moving it down to the 18, looking to cut it back, and that'll be played over the sideline by the Bobcats. We'll have substitutes for the Cougars. Looks like we have Maggie LaFountain, Brianna Guerin, and Riley Passano put into the game for the Cougars. Long ball played into Chilton, and we'll have an offsides call from the far referee. Nice hard cross there by Roberts. So Hannah Jock will play this over the sideline, and Brianna Gannon will take the throw in for the Cougars. So the Bobcats sending in 3 substitutes here with about 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. We'll have Madeline Wilson, Kira LaBarge, and I believe it was Bailey LaFountain that came in. Roberts pulling that ball back and sends a nice one into the 18, and Chilton doing an excellent job coming out grabbing that one and not giving the Cougars any opportunity. She had some sure hands on that save, so good job by her. And she had a couple Cougars closing in on the far side, looking to send that one in the back of the net. And Houghton goes down trying to trap that ball. She's back up. Dumas sending this one into a break, and Marley Sampling just about a foot ahead of her. Chilton grabbing that one, but a good idea by the Cougars with Marley Sample making a nice run in on the defense. So Sample hustling for that ball, looking to take that away from Madison Mitchell, and unfortunately for her, it goes over the end line. So we're down to 2 minutes left here in the first half at Northeastern. Cougars holding a 1-0 lead on a goal by Kate Houghton. Houghton taking a nice shot from about 19 yards out. So LaBarge throwing that ball in for the Bobcats. Sample will pick this one up. She's got Maggie LaFountain on the far side and sees that. LaFountain looking into the 18, sends a nice ball to the right side, and that was Brinley LaFountain taking a shot that was deflected by Madison Mitchell. And that ball just a little too much on it, and LaBarge will throw that in for the Bobcats. Bobcats playing that to the middle of the field to Alexis Pitts. Long ball played up into the 18, and Emmerich out to pick that one up. That was Katie Brothers closing in on her. So the Cougars looking for their last scoring opportunity here in the first half. We're down about 5 seconds left. Sample into the 18, and she's going to have to shoot it, and over the top of the net. And that shot taken with 1 second left, and if it was in, it would have been good, but we're at the conclusion of the first half here at Northeastern Clinton, and we have the Cougars leading the Bobcats 1-0. All right, welcome back, viewers. We're at the start of the second half here at Northeastern Clinton. Bobcats starting with the ball this half, and Cougars quickly taking it away. The Cougars scoring 1 goal in the first half. They're up 1-0 off a goal by Kate Houghton. Sample looking into Southwick. Southwick taking a quick shot, and that'll be just wide of the net and out of bounds. So Cougars going to work quickly here in the first half. We're only a half minute in and already looking for that second goal.
Well, the wind, I think, has been favoring the team with going to our left, Chris. So see if that helps the Bobcats this half.
Roberts pulling that ball back, looking for Dumas. Dumas looking to switch fields. The Cougars just inside the 18. Sample correction. It was Chris Agay getting a foot on that one, and that goes out of bounds, and the Bobcats will have the first goal kick of the second half. Well, at least the wind is a halfway warm one. Usually this time of year it's a little more brisk wind than what it is tonight.
Well, that's Nate probably helping to bring up some warm weather.
Hopefully that's the last hurricane of the season.
You would hope.
Between hurricanes and earthquakes, you had the earthquake in Mexico. It's been a devastating fall in this part of the world.
Yes.
So McDonough turning this one outside, back to the 18, taking a shot, and that goes behind the net. So we had earthquakes, hurricanes, and as you can see, still tonight, our flag at half-mast. That's in remembrance of the victims of the Las Vegas shooting several days ago, the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. So the Bobcats will switch sides of the field. That's Madison Mitchell taking the goal kick. Chris Agay on the far side working with Houghton. Houghton will throw this ball in quickly. Into the 18, McDonough closing in, and just off of her and right into the hands of Pazer. Chilton, sorry. Sorry about that, Paige.
You meant pager, right?
Yes. I'm sure Steve will hold me accountable for that mistake. And actually, yeah. Well, her dad and I used to play against each other back during the NAC rivalry, and the coach for the Bobcats, Kelly Gilmore, he was part of that. So. But it's funny how we talk and get along now, Calvin, but back in those days, whew, I didn't dare to go into NAC territory. I was afraid what they'd do to me. So Dumas looking to play that up. That's broken up by Kira LaBarge. Southwick sending this one up to McDonough in the corner. McDonough with a nice cross into the 18 and just past the head of Gay. Houghton taking a shot blocked by Madison Mitchell, and that'll go out of bounds, and the Cougars will have their first corner kick here in the second half. With about 5 minutes and 15 seconds gone so far. So McDonough set to take this, sends a high ball into the 18. Southwick looking to get a shot off, and Chilton diving to her right, getting her fingertips on that and sending it. I guess that was incorrect. She didn't. Looked like everybody's setting up for a corner kick again, so we'll have a goal kick here for the Bobcats. That was Carissa Gay playing it back to Houghton. And Passano will send that one off the side of her foot and out of bounds. And Kira LaBarge will throw this in for the Bobcats. So Hannah Jock for the Bobcats, losing that to Lizzie Roberts. Roberts switching fields to Carissa Gay. So what's on tap for games this week, Kelvin?
Nothing on Monday. On Tuesday and Wednesday, the
long ball played up into the 18, and Kaya McComb back to clear that one out. That was Bryn Gilmore closing in the center of the field. So it's a holiday Monday.
Yep, and Bobcats, boys and girls are at Shazy. So I got a couple of those games. I'm not sure beyond there.
We'll have a handball called on Southwick, and the Bobcats will have a set play just over here in front of the Cougar fans. Ball played into the 6-yard box, and Abigail Racine coming into playing that here in the second half, making her first save of the game.
I think I've got at least one volleyball game this week on the schedule.
And the Shazy boys currently ranked number 1 in the state.
Yeah.
Just checking out the rankings at the end of this week, and I think the last one for the boys was October 2nd. They were ranked number 1, and I guess Class B for girls, the Beatontown Eagles were ranked number 18 in the state. So after some substitutions here, the ball will be back in play. The Bobcats putting some pressure on here. We'll have Bryn Gilmore working with Kaya McComb here on the near side. McDonough turns that ball midfield and sends it off the leg of the barge. McDonough playing that ball back in the 18 to Royer, and Royer sends it over the end line. McDonough once again looking into the 18. That ball sent back to Marley Sample, who gets shot off, but it's deflected by the Bobcats. Ball's played back and forth by both teams at the 18, and you will have a foul called as Rowell went down on that play, and that was Grace Thune at the Bobcats. So Marley Sample will take this direct kick. Both teams lined up at the 18. And Sample chipping that over the top of the 18 and right into the hands of Chilton. So LaFountain losing that ball. Maybe Pazer going to turn this up the field as McDonough goes shoulder to shoulder with her, and Passano looking to turn that one up the field, and she loses it out of bounds. Quick throwing by the Bobcats. Brothers down at the end line looking across it, and appears as though we will have a corner kick. Mr. Bayshard calling a corner kick, and Bryn Gilmore will be stepping over to take this corner kick for the Bobcats. So the Bobcats substituting here. That's Baylor LaFountain coming in to the game as the Bobcats are set to take this corner, short corner. That's played back again and into the 18. And the Cougars looking to clear that as Emily Poirier steps up. Poirier turning, tries to take a shot. Yeah, it's Arlie LaFountain for the Cougars on the far side, hustling down the field, and she's still carrying it, but it goes out of bounds. So coming in for the Bobcats is number 10, Hannah Jock. And a high ball played in over the top of the defense, and Chilton coming out to pick that one up. We'll have a push called on the Bobcats. Marley Sample set to take this one. Nice ball played in, and Chilton comes out and once again makes another save. So Dumas Roberts and Maggie LaFountain coming in for the Cougars. Roberts looking outside to LaFountain and just over the sideline. You getting any baseball in, Kelvin?
Watching baseball?
Watching baseball, not playing. I know you don't play baseball.
Yeah, I unfortunately watched that Yankee game last night. I was ready to call it a Yankee win.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the game. I watched the wild card game, and I didn't watch the first two, but I knew by reading the headlines this morning it wasn't...
It wasn't pretty. 8-3 lead, and they blew it.
Well, not bad for a rebuilding year, though, right?
I suppose.
And that ball almost over the head of Racine. She had to turn around and grab that one, as I'm not sure if she misjudged the bounce on that one, and she'll come out to the 18 and punt it away. So we'll have a green throw-in. Referee telling the girls to keep the hands down. Well, I'm not a good baseball fan because I don't watch a game all year until the playoffs. Then I watch it.
The only sports I watch is Yankee baseball. The rest of the professional college I could care less about.
So quick throw-in by the Bobcats. Rowell working on the far side. She turns that one up the field. And she'll get up to Dumas. Dumas cutting it back, and all alone as she moves upfield. Trying to play a through ball, and that's taken away by Perrier. We will have a foul called on Charlotte on the far side.
No?
No,
Oh.
I thought he called a foul. Throw in. So Roberts losing this one in the center of the field, and that's going to be played back out to midfield, and Passano smartly lets that one go out, and she'll throw it into McDonough here on the sideline. McDonough back to the middle, and we have a player down here on the field. And we have parents going on the field here for a player down. So we'll have a stoppage and play here with 19:45 left in the second half, and we will be back in a few minutes. All right, the action starts again here. We just had a delay for an injury. That was number 9, Delaney Wood, that went down, and wish her the best and hope to see her back in the game. So the Cougars up 1-0 here in the second half. We're just under 20 minutes gone. We'll have a Bobcat throw in on the far side right at midfield, and Kira Labarge will take this one. So Labarge with a long throw in, that's right to McComb. McComb to Lizzie Roberts, who has open field in front of her. She cuts across the field, looking for Marley Sample. And that's Bailey LaFountain for the Bobcats, breaking that one up. Pazer sending a long ball up the field off the knee of McComb. And Brothers looking to pick this one up and walk into the 18, and that's sent out by Passano. McDonough taking off the ball. That's Brothers once again. So McComb's set to take this free kick for the Cougars. Chips it over to the near side. And Maggie LaFountain will take it alone into the corner. With a nice cross up top of the 6-yard box, and Paige Chilton sliding to her right and making a nice save. Large sending a long ball up the field. And Katie Brothers pursuing that ball, and just a little too much on that one, and we'll have a goal. Correction, we'll have a corner kick. So Racine all set, directing her players as this corner kick's taken. It's into the 18. Sent back out, and the Bobcats, Labarge chipping that one in, and Abby Racine safely handles that one as she rolls it out to McDonough. Dumas over to this near sideline, and McDonough playing it into the Bobcat player. Substitutes for the Cougars, we have, I believe it's Emily Royer coming into the game for Maggie LaFountain. So Houghton doing a nice job cutting across the field. She gets a shot off and deflected by the Bobcats and into the hands of Chilton. So Sample looking to pick this one up. Battling with two Bobcats in the middle of the field, and Roberts says, I'll take this one. She brings it back to the 18, rifles a shot, and it'll be wide to the left of the goalkeeper. And back into the game for the Bobcats, Emily Perrier. Roberts getting a good deflection there, and she's taken down in the box, and play goes on. Southwick with a long shot, and that's wide of the net.
In a small town area like ours, and this happens a lot. There's a set of grandparents, I'm sure, that are not sure which team to root for. Passano and Mitchell for the Bobcats. Passano for the Cougars, they're first cousins.
I guess you just sit in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Roberts looking to cut it outside, and she has the ball taken away. Picks it back up and sends it down to McDonough. McDonough sending a long ball in, and Chilton collecting that one. So the Cougars on the far side of the field looking across that. That's Kate Houghton, and that ball goes out of bounds. So I assume, Kelvin, with Saranac Lake not involved in the Class B this year, the last two games are going to possibly make a difference on seeding. You're saying Beamantown's locked up the #1 seed no matter what happens, and so I assume 2 would play 5 and 3 would play 4, correct?
Yes.
Nice job there, Roberts, cutting that ball back. Rifles a shot off the post and in the back of the net. So good work by Lacey Roberts on that end line. Some good footwork. And with 11:42 left here in the second half, the Cougars go up 2-0. All right, so after the Cougars goal by Elizabeth Roberts, Cougars going up 2-0, and we're back in action here as the Bobcats. Emily Perrier looking to create a scoring opportunity. And Calvin, you were correcting me on the seating.
4 and 5 will play each other because you gotta have 4 teams left. You gotta have an even number, so you can't eliminate 2 out of the 5.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Struggle with my evens and odds, Calvin. You corrected me. Good job. It's a good thing I have you with me. So the Bobcats with a direct kick here on a foul. Long shot taken, sent into the box. Racino loses it and off the post and into the back of the net. So misplay there by the Cougars. Ball bouncing around and the Bobcats putting that one in the back of the net. And Calvin, they're 1 goal closer to overtime for you.
11 minutes to go.
So we're back on here, and Abby Racine, the Northeastern goalkeeper, was injured on that play in the Bobcats goal, so we'll wait here and hopefully she's fine and gets up. All right, so back in action here with 11 minutes left here in the second half. The Bobcats picking up their first goal of the game, closing the deficit to 2-1. Cougars' favor, and unfortunately on that play, Abby Racine, the goalkeeper for Northeastern, went down with an injury, and she got up and walked off the field, so that's positive, and as always, we hope she's fine and is able to get back on the field here sometime soon. So the Bobcats turning the wheels on the right side, cutting that one in along the end line, and that ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a goal kick. That was, I believe, Katie Brothers on the far side, turning the wheels on, looking to tie this game up. Perrier on the far side, and McComb clears that one out to her coach on the sideline. A long throw by the Bobcats, and Cougar goalkeeper out to pick that one up. So Emmerich will take her goal, her punt, and she sends that one out of bounds right in front of the Cougar fans. Grace Thune throwing this in. Sends a long ball to the 18 and sent out by McComb. Bailey LaFountain throwing that ball in. And Roberts dribbling past 3 Bobcats. Looking up the field and sending it to the Bobcats defense, Madison Mitchell. LaFountain cutting that ball back inside. Looking for Lizzie Roberts just outside the arc. She takes a long shot and a beautiful save by Chilton. So Chilton backing up for that one and elevated at the last second and just got her fingertips on it. And I think Calvin, that was destined for the back of the net if she didn't get her fingertips on it.
Would have been right in that corner, I think, top corner.
So great effort there by her, and a good job by Roberts to try to loft that one into the top left corner. So the Cougars will have a corner kick. I believe that's number 4, Gabby Dumas, taking this one. Ball played out to the top of the 18 and cleared by the Bobcats. Kira LaBarge clearing that one out. Perrier sending a long ball at the field, and McComb there to intercept that pass. So we'll have Marley Sample coming in for the Cougars, and Arlie LaFountain, and Emily Boer and Emily Royer will take a seat for the Cougars. And in for the Bobcats is Hannah Jock. So upon the completion, Calvin, where are you headed to tonight? To bed?
No, I gotta get to Lakeview Pub and Grill for 5 o'clock somewhere. The wife is there getting the early part of it, and I'll get there for the next hour.
And 5 o'clock somewhere is a band, I take it?
Yep, Dean
Not-
Trombley and Earl and Juno are reunited. They were in the original Starfires. And then we got Travis Marciano and Kevin Trombley, who, along with Dean, were part of the Overdrive band that operated up to about a year ago when Rick Levantra decided to do other things. So it's a relatively new band, you know, with those 4 players together.
And the original bands they played in were what?
Roland Juno and Dean Trombley were the Starfires that started in the late 1950s. That's how long ago.
I'm gonna say I knew that predated me. I've seen some of your coverage before. You playing some of the old bands, and it's interesting to listen to because it seems as time goes on, it's a lot of the you see some of the same songs, and they're just redone by new artists, and it's interesting to listen to them. That was back in the days when the Bull-Mart was rocking, right?
Oh, it was before the Bull-Mart was rocking when
Saxony.
those guys got going. Yeah, they were still in high school.
The Saxony years, and
Saxony was operating. They played at the Saxony before I started going there. It was closed for a while and reopened with the Triads, and that was in '66 when that happened. But it was going all, you know, that hotel goes all the way back into the 1800s.
and then what was the other place that burnt a few years back on the corner of Montgomery and Lake Street?
The
corner-
Hotel Holland.
the Hotel Holland.
Yeah, that was never noted for any bands.
Okay, I didn't know if that was at one time a place where they had a bar and bands and all that kind of stuff.
Bar, yeah. That was a place that put up a lot of railroaders during the heyday of the railroad. In fact, Henry Gilson, who ended up marrying the widow Letourneau, he was a railroader from Whitehall that came up this way. But Dick Letourneau, Butterball Letourneau, familiar to a lot of folks in the area.
And Southwick cutting it back at the top of the 18, and that's deflected off of her and back into the hands of Chilton. So the Bobcats are down to just over 3 minutes here left to go. They're looking to pick up that tie-in goal, and McComb saying otherwise, sending that one back up the field. So long ball played by the Bobcats. That'll be a row on the far side with Olivia Pazer. Pazer and her shoulder to shoulder, and that ball's cleared out as Dumas looks to make a run up the field. Royer sending that one up to the corner, and the Bobcats defense will be there first to get that one. Perrier on the far side. Houghton sending a nice ball up in the corner as Arlie LaFountain closes in on it. And that's sent out of bounds, and the Cougars will have a throw-in. Houghton throwing this ball into the 18, and that's still in bounds. Finally goes out, and we'll have a goal kick. So the Bobcats going to have to work quickly here to get this one up the field, looking for that tying goal. We're down to 1:40 left. And Passano lets that one right out of bounds, and she'll throw it in. Houghton throwing into the middle as Royer gets pushed from behind. No call. Play goes on, and Dumas cutting it back. And the Bobcats pick that one up and send it into the Cougars defense. Passano doing a good job of stepping up, switching fields of that ball, and we're down to 45 seconds here as Lizzie Roberts gathers that one, and looks like she's battling with Perrier over there. The Bobcats taking possession. Ball sent to the middle of the field, right in. Yeah. Thought it was into the hands of the Cougars, but both of them slowed up. And here's an opportunity for the Cats, and Rowell clearing that ball out. Riley LaFountain with the ball, and we're down to 10 seconds here in the second half. Cougars still holding a 2-1 lead, and it looks as though 2-1 will be our final score here on this October 7th, 2017. The Cougars victorious, picking up a 2-1 victory over the NAC Bobcats. On behalf of Calvin and I, we thank you for joining us tonight. And as always, your support and sponsorship is greatly appreciated to ensure that this programming keeps going. Thank you.